What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel once again, where we're going to be taking a look at the R9 Fury X to see if it can play Starfield. If you missed this banger I put out last week on the Fury X, I'll put it up here in the top corner and you can check it out. I'll also put it in the description as well, but this is something you're not going to want to miss. So let's see if this now end-of-life GPU has what it takes to play Starfield.
Alright you guys, so this is the first time booting up the game, and I still have the previous drivers installed from the latest video, so that would be the Anermine Zone drivers. So I haven't actually cleaned these yet, so I wanted to just load the game up, see what it does behavior-wise, and we'll lock in low settings, 1080p low, and we'll see what it does. It is important to point out here that I already played the game for a few hours on a separate PC, so I had these saves to load. I wanted to make sure I had a few different saves to load in case we had issues. Another important note, I also am recording the game on an external capture card on a separate PC, so we're seeing no issues to the inputs from different capture cards or anything. It's just straight HDMI pass-through. So as you guys can see, the game is loaded and running okay, not great I would say, but we're having some issues where every 10 to 15 seconds loading up the game on any save, the game will crash. So before I decided to take any more actions, I wanted to load the game back up at 720p with a tad bit lower settings and see if that also presented the same issue. So at 720p in the windowed mode, we decided to also pick a different save. We loaded that up and it presented the exact same behavior in the exact same fashion, almost in the exact same amount of time as well. Just a very bizarre instantaneous crash with no messages or error codes. So now that we have some sort of idea that this is a driver related issue, we're going to be using DDU to try to take care of some of these issues. If you guys haven't been using DDU, this is a program you absolutely should be using almost every time you update your drivers. This is basically just a deep cleaning of the registry every time you uninstall the drivers. It'll just make sure that it doesn't leave behind any traces of the previous driver and allow you a completely clean, pain-free installation and make sure you don't encounter any issues. It's an absolute requirement if you're into PC building. So the last driver that's available for the Fury X is on legacy support. It's number 22.6.1. I just wanted to demonstrate that I'm being completely transparent and I'm doing all this under recording. So right now this is just installing. It's going to restart the computer and then we'll be able to come back in and test Starfield again. One small little tweak I like to do in the AMD driver is change the texture filtering quality to performance. I'm not actually sure if that makes a difference or not, but I've always done it, so I'm going to continue to do it just for testing purposes. So here we are again, and I'm going to go ahead and launch Starfield. And
psych! That's the wrong number!
It doesn't even launch. It just gives us a straight error message. It says the card is out of date and does not meet proper specifications. And this is something I do not like in modern game design. I don't think a developer should be able to restrict you from playing or attempting to play, even if the hardware can completely play it. Anyway, don't get me started on that rant. I could go on that for hours. At this point, not gonna lie, I was feeling pretty depressed and I wanted to just give it one more try. So I'm gonna DDU these drivers completely off the system, and then I'm gonna come back and then we're gonna reinstall the modded Anermine Zone drivers from the ground up, see if that makes a difference, and we'll give it a go again. What is gonna be cool this time around is you guys are gonna be able to see the Anermine Zone modded drivers installed. The first time I did this, I'm not gonna lie, I was a tad bit confused. But it's pretty self-explanatory if you just take your time and read the option. It's pretty self-explanatory. As long as you're taking your time and reading, you should be all right. All you really got to do is hit the key on the keyboard corresponding to the thing you want to install and hit enter. It's kind of an old school way of doing things, but it works completely fine. In our particular situation, all we had to do was press 3 for GCN 3.0 and hit enter, and it started installing the driver after selecting the default option. One particular problem I did have with this that's not really explained too well is when you want to install the Radeon UI/Radeon Relive, there's a couple issues you can run into. If you hit option 6 or 5, it's going to tell you that the Radeon UI is too old and you need to update the driver, so those don't even work. 1 and 2 didn't work for me on the Fury, so I had to use option 3, and that is the one that says AMD NS compatible. I assume that means Anermine Zone compatible. When this process is complete, you do have to hit close on this particular window for it to continue. I also had an issue with trying to launch it before restarting the computer, which isn't totally explained, but after I restarted the system, the UI did come up and I was able to change settings. So here we are once again, and you can see Afterburning running on the side, and you can see our driver number, which is obviously updated. And let's give it a go again. For this run, I'm going to pick the very first save that I made. This is right after making the character, and let's see what it does.
Dusty, snap out of it.
Hey, come on. Okay, take it easy. You were
Not
out cold.
gonna lie, you guys, this is not the result I wanted to present to you guys, but I do feel like at least we established the fact that you can use these modded drivers to get around the fact that cards aren't supported on games. And there are definitely glimpses of it running. I just wanted to get this video out there as a statement to the developers of this software and the developers of this really cool project that this is the state of Starfield right now. So this could serve as a guide to installing those drivers and also a little bit of a help request. So hopefully this reaches the right people in doing that.
That is definitely not the video I wanted to give you guys, and not gonna lie, I was pretty depressed making this. I was very disappointed in the fact that the graphics card couldn't even play the game to begin with. We did see some slips in there of 10 to 15 seconds of what could be performance, but it's not enough for me to make a determination if it's even possible. So this one goes out to my friends at the Anermine Zone, or Nimmons driver. I want to see if you guys get in contact with this video. If you guys ever see this video, this is the behavior that the Fury X is having. And with your guys' drivers, by the way, I haven't had any issue on any game I tried to play. I was able to run everything before, and this is the only game I've had an issue with. Now, this game did just come out, so it is a little premature to say. These guys are very hardworking people, and they are up to date on this driver stuff. So I just want to give it some time, maybe a month or so, and maybe we'll swoop back in like a month if we do get a new driver release, and we'll see if it's any different. So I'll keep an eye on these drivers, you guys, and I'll see if they release anything new, and if they do, I'll retest the game, and we'll start right back where we left off. I just want to thank you guys for all the love on the last video. That was super excellent, and it reached a lot of new viewers as something that hasn't happened on my channel in a very long time. So I'm always making improvements to the channel and improvements to the videos. And with my new camera here, or new used camera, I should say, we're always going to be making improvements and trying to improve the content. So stay tuned for that, you guys. And if you guys have any other ideas you want me to use with the R9 Fury X, drop that down below. If this was helpful to you, please let me know in the description as well. I tried to do my best to walk you through some of the driver installations of those modded drivers. They are extremely useful and will improve your performance, as you guys could see in the last video. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.